Now for the 7 times table. Starting from the most obvious, one group of 7 gives us 7. 7 times 2, well, we use the double technique. And what are we doubling? We're doubling the 7, which gives us 14. 7 times 3. Well, we could add one more 7 to 14. That will give us the third group of 7s because we had 2 7s up here, so one more 7, and that gives you 21. Or you could do the counting by 3 song all the way up to 7, and you would also get there. 7 times 4. We'll use the double trick. So again, we flip it and say 4 times 7, and we start doubling with the 7. Double 7 is 14, and double 14 is 28. So your answer is 28. 7 times 5. Again, you could flip it and use your 5 times table. And after doing the 5 times table for a while, you start to remember some answers. For example, for me, 6 times 5 seemed to stick in my head, maybe because it ends in a 0, so I knew 6 times 5 is 30. So if 7 times 5 is the next one down, I just immediately skip counted to 35. Or you can count on your hand 7 times 5, 10, 15, 20, 25, 30, 35. So considering it's easy to get to 35, well, that's a place you know, a place where you can go that is easy to get the answer. So once you've got 7 times 5, do this technique that we did up here to get the next group of 7s, which is 6 7s. So to get the 6th 7, the 6th group of 7s, you just add another 7. And 35 plus 7 gives you 42. And you might see the pattern here. Notice in the 3 times table, we went to where we knew by using our counting in 5s, and we just added on twice. In this case, in the 3 times table, we added the 3 on twice. In the 6 times table, we added the 6 on twice from the point where we used our multiples of 5. So in the 7 times table, we've done the same thing. We've used our multiples of 5 to easily get 35. We added the 7 to get 7 times 6. And you could probably guess we just add another 7 to 42, and that will give us our 7th group of 7. And 42 plus the 7 gives us 49. So can you remember what you do when you see anything multiplied by 8? Remember what we did here? And what we did here? We used this technique, didn't we? We did double, double, double. So starting the doubling, we flip it and imagine we're doing the 8 times table. 7 times 8 or 8 times 7 is the same thing. So I'll say, 8 times 7, I double the 7, which gives me 14. I double the 14, which gives me 28. And I double the 28, and that gives me 56. I know doubling the 28 can be a bit tricky because when you double that 8 as part of your calculation, it bumps up that next place value to the 5. But if you break it up, I'll do it over here. If you break up this 28, you've got a 20 plus 8. If I double the 20, that'll give me 40. And if I double the 8, that'll give me 16. And then we can skip count in our head, and that's not hard to do. If you do this a few times, you'll get more efficient at it. So this is a 10, so all I can do is skip count 40, 56. So your answer is 56. Double, double, double to get your answer. Okay, so 7 times 9. Again, watch the video that shows this trick in detail, but on the left of this finger, I have 6 fingers, and to the right of this finger, I have 3, which gives me 63. So 7 times 9 is 63. You're probably getting the hang of the 10 times table trick by now. Any number multiplied by 10, you just add a 0. 7 is being multiplied by 10, I write the 7 and I add the 0. The 11 times table tip, well, up until the number 9, of course, on the 11 times table, you think, what is being multiplied by 11? In this case, it's the 7. So you write that number twice, 77. But do look at my video on the 11 times table tip, and I also explain some of the maths behind why you get that answer. Finally, 7 times 12. Well, it's easy to get 7 times 11. We know that's 77, so I just need the next group of 7, which is the 12th 7. 12 groups of 7. So I just add what? Can you remember? Remember what we did here and what we did here. So in this case, it's a 7 times table. I found 11 groups of 7, so get 12 groups of 7. I just add one more 7. And 77 plus 7 is 84. So I hope that making a connection with my previous videos and tips, you are able to easily now figure out ways to do your other times tables without having the stress of thinking you need to memorize 144 answers. So just a recap of how we used our strategies. Basically, have a look at the playlist where I showed you the double trick for the 2 times tables, the double double trick for the 4 times table, and the double 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 trick for the 8 times table. Also, do a search for that wonderful Counting by 3 song, which helps you memorize the answers for the 3 times table. That's a useful technique as well. Check my video for the 9 times table trick, and also the simple techniques for the 10 times table and the 11 times table video. I hope that helps you relieve the stress of thinking you have to memorize the entire times table. See you later.